Okay, people, GLL back yet again for another exciting, epic, amazing video from Halo follower here. Requested video. I'm going to check it out. I've heard a lot about this video already. Haven't watched it, but the title of the video basically speaks for itself. I mean, Bungie leaves Activision, Halo Infinite developed by Bungie and 343. Okay. I would hope that even the most die-hard 343 fanboy knows that that is a load of bullshit. Okay. But, you know, still got like 110,000 views though, so yay clickbait.
Guys, today we have epic breaking news. Bungie has split from Activision and they may be returning to Halo and Microsoft, and I have some really solid evidence that backs up that speculation. Let's get right into it. As announced on their official Twitter, they will be keeping the publishing and ownership rights for the Destiny franchise, which is crazy because they had signed a 10-year publishing contract, but this now also puts Activision in hot water. This is absolute turmoil for them. We'll get into that soon, but
I'm sorry, what? Activision, one of the biggest companies out there that makes games, that publishes games, is in trouble because they lose Bungie on Destiny with a series that wasn't even performing that well. This is literally the publisher that just gave us Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a game that doesn't even have a campaign, has microtransactions, blah blah blah. They made a shit ton of money making a half-arsed game. Yeah, they're fucked because they got rid of Bungie. They still made some money with Destiny 1 and 2. They're still going to continue to make money under the agreement they already had. And this is nothing new. This happens all the time. Mass Effect 1 was made with Microsoft Studios. Mass Effect 2 and 3 and whatever are made with EA. The fucking developers moved to a different publisher. This has happened before in the world of video games. This is nothing new. Okay? Anyway.
away on this, Phil Spencer on Twitter responding to Bungie's post, head of Xbox here, said something fucking mind-blowing. Looking forward to a very bright future working with one of my favorite independent studios on one of my favorite franchises. Excited to see how they continue to grow and evolve Destiny. Holy shit. This reminds me of all those little leaks and hints that we've been talking about over the years, especially when the already confirmed leaker Shinobi602 claimed
Is this guy for real? Is this guy for real? That's his big. Wow. That's his big behind the scenes bit of info there. Whoa. That's something else. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's low, even for Chris. Even for Big Chris over at Halo Follower, that is low. That is fucking low.
in early 2015, Microsoft wants Bungie back. Then Frank O'Connor, franchise development leader at 343,
Microsoft wants Bungie back. Does he really?
only 48 hours after Shinobi the leaker claimed that, said some big revelations happening with 343 and Microsoft. All I can say is we're in for a big change.
Is this guy for real? Is this guy for real? There's absolutely no fucking link to any of these fucking random posts and Bungie coming back. And even if Bungie did come back, why the fuck would 343 be involved? If they were bringing in Bungie to replace 343, why would they keep 343 at the same time? They don't need two studios to make one fucking game. This makes zero sense. Even if this had any basis in fact, it still would be stupid.
This raises a lot of big questions.
No, it doesn't.
Does Microsoft plan to work with Bungie on Destiny, doing perhaps a much more loose investing contract than Activision?
Or maybe it's a multi-platform game, and being as Phil Spencer has a habit of talking nonsense, he's just saying, can't wait for Destiny to come to the Xbox for the next one, blah blah blah, thumbs up, because we're desperate for games over here on Xbox because we've got naff all. You know, let's do some DLC or something. Yeah, we're still your friends. It's like, they don't have to work with them on anything. What are you even talking about? This makes zero sense.
And the other huge question is, could Microsoft be wanting Bungie back for Halo games? Or maybe some 343 Bungie mashup on Halo Infinite or Halo 7, or I guess you could say outsource Halo to Bungie for a Halo game, right? That is absolutely mind-blowing.
Because Phil Spencer said something on Twitter, or Frank O'Connor said something that's got nothing to do with what he said, or anything to do with Bungie. But, you know, Phil Spencer said something on Twitter, so therefore they're obviously in collaboration for a game. I'm not saying there'll never be a collaboration for a game regarding Bungie and Halo. I mean, it could happen. But there's no evidence in this video for that actually happening. There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no conspiracy, no nothing. There's nothing. Fucking hell.
Blowing. What we do know right now is that Bungie has left Activision, and they are working on getting rid of the ownership, or rather the publishing rights, because Bungie has everything now in their corner. But now the possibility is, what we see here is that,
would Activision use Destiny without Bungie though? Who's going to make those Destiny games? Because the Destiny games weren't that profitable, so why does Activision want this dead license? Why do they want it? Why do they want to hang on to it? For Bungie, it's like they're trying to prove something. They're trying to be like, oh yeah, let's make another one because we fucked up twice, but let's make another one. Okay, so this isn't the Bungie of old. This is the failed Bungie, okay, as you know. So they've got something to prove. They got something to prove regarding making Destiny free, apparently. I don't know why they would, but apparently they do. Activision, what are they going to do with a useless license like that? It isn't Halo, it isn't Gears, it isn't even fucking Fable, it's Destiny. What are they going to do with that? Nothing. It's not going to make them any profit, and that's why they take it. Just fucking take it. Take it and get the fuck out of my house. That's what Activision said to Bungie. Take your fucking trash and get out of my fucking house. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. Whew. So, what are you talking about?
Microsoft can work with Bungie, right? The door is open for that to happen on a Halo game. Now, Bungie claims they are ready to publish on their own, according to their Bungie.net dev team posting. Now, in the original contract, they agreed to produce 4 games, and Activision would leave the Bungie with the franchise. But they're cutting that very short, as you can see. The two companies have...
Because the games were not as big a success as people like to pretend they were. They were a failure.
Already had tension since even before the first Destiny game released. One of the biggest problems was that Activision wanted a very aggressive, strict, mandatory schedule.
Okay.
That kept Destiny pushing out new expansions every fall. Apparently, the studio told employees during a team meeting on the 10th of January 2019, yesterday, than the recording of this video, that they have grown sick, long sick, of dealing with the Activision people and executive. People were freaking cheering and popping champagne, apparently, when this announcement was made at Bungie. So, yikes. This is pretty bad publicity for Activision, and on the post they said, we have enjoyed...
Pretty bad publicity for Bungie, who fucked up their own game, and now they're trying to blame the publisher. Okay, Activision aren't fucking saints. They aren't perfect, but neither were Microsoft, and what happened there? Yeah, they made some of the most successful games of all time. Some of the people that were there did. Some of them are new and didn't make shit, but you know, they made successful games in the past, this studio, and they failed with this one. What's the difference between Activision and Microsoft, okay? What's the difference?
A successful 8-year run and would like to thank Activision for their partnership on Destiny, which personally I decided to point this out because I found it really cringy, because every single freaking year we got some new information coming out that Bungie just hated this partnership to its very core. We all know that this isn't true, that Bungie did not enjoy their 8-year run with Activision, but you know, this is probably just a formality, right? Bungie isn't really completely...
These images are not from fucking Activision. These are from Halo fucking 2 and shit.
Innocent in all this drama. They had to work with Activision, and they kind of made some of the things with Destiny that was a little bit crude happen. But certainly the publisher, Activision here, caused it very hard for the artists to do their best, most highest quality work at Bungie for Destiny.
As I understand it, Bungie fucked up. There was this big problem with the engine they created and the fact that it would crash constantly, and it would take forever for the actual engine to load up for them to actually work in it. There was a lot of technical issues regarding the first Destiny game, and then with the second Destiny game, there was even more fucking problems because it was using the same fucking engine, and the whole thing was just a fuck up from start to finish. That's as I understand it. Not to mention, the game isn't very fun to play. The campaign is non-existent. The multiplayer is dire. Okay, what does that have to do with Activision? Bungie made the game, Activision published it. This isn't 343, where Microsoft basically created them. This is Bungie. They came from somewhere else to publish for a different company. So whatever was in that agreement should have been adhered to. If they couldn't meet that fucking schedule and whatever Activision wanted, then they shouldn't have negotiated that deal and fucking moved to Activision and then tried to deliver on that, because it was an unachievable goal. Therefore, they fucked up with their own business model trying to do that. They should have said, no, we can't deliver that. That's impossible. Right? And that's exactly what happened, because they had to change it and bring in more microtransactions to compensate for the fact that they fucked everything up. That's as I understand it. That's another story. But whatever.
You know, without it being compromised by some atrocious and offensive microtransactions, or the story being cut short, or all the other million problems that just did not really reach Destiny's potential here. Activision has just...
But Halo 5 was great. The rec system's great, because you defended that shit, but you're against microtransactions in Destiny. Even though you're okay with the rec system in Halo 5. You're totally okay with that. This channel and Chris has been okay with microtransactions in Halo 5 since fucking 2015. Well, before that, before the game even released, they were defending microtransactions in Halo 5. Yet now he's got a problem with microtransactions in Destiny. The mind boggles. The hypocrisy is off the chart, Chris. It's off the chart. Just quit. Please quit.
Lost one of its biggest assets, that being Bungie and its Destiny. And the company has...
Joseph Staten was the story. He was the story man behind Halo. There is no freaking story in Destiny, because whatever story there was cut down because they fucked up. They couldn't get the mission structure in there or whatever. So whatever story was there got ripped out of the game. So no one would be fucking left.
Already been in hot water for a few months now. The company has lost up to billions of dollars, and
Marty actually ended up suing their asses for reparations.
I hope you didn't invest on the stock market lately, because this will, I'm sure, put the company in free fall especially after its Diablo fiasco. What is that? Well, a few months ago they hyped up the Diablo 4 announcement, supposedly, only for people to realize it was actually a shitty copy pasta outsourced mobile game that, I'm not kidding, is a reskin of another game, indicating that Blizzard and Activision are completely out of touch. I mean, they really just care about money and making mad money in China. That was the whole ruse. But
really, Activision only care about making money. I mean, really, who would have guessed? Well, I said the same thing about Microsoft in 343. oh, but that doesn't count because it's Halo. And that wasn't happening in Halo. That only happens with Activision because they're bad people. 343 and Microsoft aren't bad people. Isn't that right, Chris?
I mean, it's just an overall insult to fans that had to pay to watch the event or even go there in person, getting plane tickets, hotels, entry costs, not to mention their time. Activision also recently went through an executive jumble recently and reduced budgets at Blizzard. Freaking Blizzard, right? They abandoned Skyward and now Destiny's gone. And on this trend, the publisher Activision might just bite the dust. I mean, if they don't fix their...
Activision's going to bite the dust because they sold a dead franchise. Activision will be just fucking fine, okay? As long as they have Call of Duty and fucking Crash Bandicoot, what you've just seen there, and some other fucking select games, they'll be fine. Okay? You know, not that I fucking think they're great, and I want them to succeed, and I think they're brilliant, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, they'll be fine. This will not affect them in the slightest. This is a dead series. They basically they were like, yeah, take your fucking game and get the fuck out of here, because you ain't making us any money. You're just causing us problems. Okay? That's what happened.
Shit, they might go bankrupt. And it's not clear if Activision or Bungie initiated this cutoff on the contract. I would bet Bungie, but both companies have
But
motive.
they couldn't just initiate a cut-off on the contract because the contract's for 4 years, so there would have had to be some kind of mutual fucking breakup because they are contracted for 4 fucking games or whatever, or however many years. So why? Why are you trying to say like, oh, it's not, we're not sure who terminated this? It's like, they both terminated it. They had to both terminate it because it was signed and sealed. So somebody had to they both had to come to an agreement.
Activision is losing money. They're trying to save money and cut costs, and that would mean getting rid of Destiny, which I think was a big mistake. But also,
it's a big mistake to get rid of a game series that's not making them any money when they're trying to cut costs. What?
Bungie wants their freedom very badly, and they got it, so I guess it's a win-win. So what does this mean for Destiny, and what does it mean for Halo? Well, we'll get into Halo last.
It doesn't mean anything.
But let's talk about Destiny first.
Why? This is a Halo channel, right? This is Halo follower. Why are you even covering this? Oh, because it's Bungie. They have nothing to do with Halo anymore at all. It's not Destiny follower. I mean, I'm sure that channel exists because there's about 9,000 follower channels with just whatever follower in front of it. But yeah, Jesus.
Extremely epic, awesome news for Destiny fans because now Bungie won't be constantly screwed over.
I'm sorry, it's awesome news for Destiny fans that Bungie just took off from the publisher that they were going to publish these games with so many years, and now they're doing them on their own, okay? That's not necessarily going to be a success. That's not necessarily good news or bad news. It's just one of the things to keep your eye on and see what happens. Okay? That's all it is. It's not a good or bad thing. It's just whatever. It's could be good, could be bad. Nobody can tell at this stage.
By Activision telling them when they need to post stuff, what they need to do with their game, what they should do with the story, cutting writers, you know, all that crap that made Destiny bad, I think a lot of that just won't be there for Destiny 3.
But Destiny's a dead franchise. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. I'm serious. No one cares.
This means those weird story cuts, those empty storylines, the overall shitty games or DLC, and the microtransactions that were forced into the gameplay, I mean, that's
by Bungie themselves because they couldn't meet their deadlines, so they had to put that in to appease Activision.
going to be reduced, I would say at least 75%, if not entirely.
How the hell do you know that, Chris? How do you know that?
Said we'll continue to deliver on this existing Destiny roadmap, and we'll be looking forward to releasing.
Do they even have a roadmap? Is there even a plan? I mean, the story in the second one, the little bit of story that there is, from my understanding, completely different from where they were going with the first one. It doesn't follow on at all, kind of like Halo 4 to Halo 5 or whatever. Doesn't make any sense, but there you go.
More seasonal experiences in the coming months. as well as surprising our community with some exciting announcements about what lies beyond. Now, it's not really clear what the future is here, but I am 100% certain that this is a good thing for Destiny and Bungie.
Why? Why is it? It's not 100% anything. It could be a bad thing. It might be a disaster. How do you know it's going to be a success?
And Bungie is probably beyond thrilled and excited, remember the champagne, to get their freedom here. I mean, after all, they've had to deal with the same problem with Microsoft, and then immediately after Activision.
But they made good games for Microsoft, not bad games, so what happened?
And now they just want to self-publish, apparently, and I don't blame them. Honestly, this means that the franchise Destiny will probably...
Okay, they want to self-publish, so they've got away from Activision, but in the beginning of the video, he's basically saying that they are going to make a game with Microsoft. It's some kind of Halo thing, which means they would be publishing under Microsoft in some way, shape or form. So why would the two things you're saying don't go together? Are you that retarded or something? Like, can you at least be consistent in the fucking video? This one video, not even overall, just in this one video, could you be consistent?
Reach unprecedented levels of quality and epicness without a publisher screen it over for them. Though the drawback is that they will obviously have less funding, I think, and also will be, well, the releases will be farther apart, the expansions. Although now with no hectic schedule and with Activision out of the way, I think they will actually know what they want to do here, and when the content does come out, I think it'll be, well, a lot more thick and juicy and good and not so hollow. So another huge question that I am sure you guys are all thinking, and that
No, we're not. Just you, Chris.
Is, what about Halo?
What about it? What fucking about it?
Bungie actually return to Microsoft?
Why would they? You just said they're celebrating their independence. They're cracking open champagne, like I just said.
It seems so unlikely because they're busy.
Yes, so why have you made a video saying Halo Infinite developed by Bungie and 343? Question mark.
With Destiny, they were busy with Activision, but this is new. I made a whole 16-minute video breaking down this whole question, could Bungie return to Microsoft, with tons of information that was mostly helpful, but most notably
mostly nonsense, I take it, like this video.
Confirmed leaker said that Microsoft wanted Bungie back, and although it doesn't say anything about them
Microsoft probably does want Bungie back because 343 is not to fuck up, but that doesn't mean they're going to get Bungie back. I'm pretty confident Microsoft will want Bungie back. That's not really a secret. That's not going to be a secret, is it? Microsoft wants to get talented studios for the next console. Phil Spencer's opened the checkbook and he's going out and he's finding studios. So, yeah, Microsoft might want Bungie back, but doesn't mean they're coming back. Doesn't mean shit. Especially in Halo.
Running a Halo game specifically, right around the same time, Frank O'Connor said that big revelations, big things are happening at 343, and
that was 2015. What are you even talking about? What's that got to do with anything? That comment there means nothing. It means nothing. It's Frank O'Connor, and he's not even talking about this. What does it mean? Nothing.
And Microsoft. Now, that isn't a direct tie. You could interpret that in 1,000 different ways, but I think that it says the door's open, baby.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Of course, Microsoft wants their flagship developer back on their game. I mean, considering Bungie just got their freedom, I think that Bungie may distance themselves from Microsoft at the moment. But we already have Phil Spencer confirming that they're going to be working with at least Phil Spencer.
Sake, that doesn't confirm anything.
At this point in time, right? They already kind of have started negotiations, undoubtedly, right? Probably for years, all the way back to 2015. And if Bungie does negotiate with Microsoft, I think they could find a way that gives them a contract that gives Bungie freedom that they just did not have before. And I don't think it's necessarily overly likely, but Microsoft could be interested in contracting Bungie or a good chunk of the talent working on Destiny at this moment in time to take a break and work on a side.
But even if so, why would they use Bungie and 343?
Halo game in cooperation with 343 Industries. Now, I'm never going to say that they should just get rid of 343 Industries. I think that would...
Of course not, because you're a 343 dick-riding fanboy channel. that has to toe the company line at all costs because that's what you fucking do because you're a fucking shill for them. But why would Microsoft need a studio and another studio to make one game? It makes no sense. You're making no sense.
Be kind of dumb because, I mean, if anyone's out of touch, it would be Bungie at this point because they've been away from Halo for so long.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? If anyone's out of touch, it's Bungie because they've been away from Halo for so long. Are you actually fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm telling you now, right? I don't care how shit Bungie is now, right? I don't care how wank I've just said that they are, which they are, right? They are miles better than 343. It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even close. Bungie is way better than 343. Even now. Even now. That is a ludicrous statement.
Getting those original people that worked on the original Halo games, getting those people back, some of them don't even work at either company, some even went to Microsoft, but getting everyone back together...
Hold on a minute. So they can't get them back even though they already work for them already. Did he just say that? Or am I like... did he really just say that? Some of them work at Microsoft already, so how are they going to get them back? Oh my fucking days. I can't believe that guy just said that. They don't work for 343 and they don't work for Bungie, therefore Microsoft can't get them back because they work for Microsoft. Even though 343 is Microsoft, and if they were to fucking somehow get Bungie, even though there's no evidence for that or anything to support the fucking title of the video, right? Why the fuck can't some guy from Microsoft work with someone from Bungie when Bungie is contracted working for Microsoft? And why can't someone from Microsoft work at 343 when 343 is Microsoft? Because Microsoft owns 343 because it's just a fucking sub-company. And so they have plausible deniability. So they can be like, hey, it's 343 that fucked up, not us. Yeah? It's basically 343 is under Microsoft Studios. 343 ain't going to move to Activision like Bungie has and shit like that. It won't work like that. Okay? 343 is owned by Microsoft. It's not an independent developer. It's a studio created by Microsoft Studios to make Halo because Microsoft owns Halo. And they also own Gears of War. And the Coalition, again, is a studio set up by Microsoft because they own Gears of War. This isn't Epic Games. This isn't Bungie. These companies within Microsoft are part of Microsoft. They're owned by Microsoft, controlled by Microsoft. They are Microsoft. But if someone's working at Microsoft, they can't work at 343. It's the same fucking thing. Oh, man. That's unbelievable.
Working on a Halo game experience together, well, that door is open now, and I think it's a possibility, especially with Frank O'Connor saying there's some big things happening right around the time that, well,
what
Bungie...
does that mean? What does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Probably decided to leave Activision around this time. There's just some suspicious...
Bungie decided to leave Activision in 2015. What evidence is there to support that? That is nonsense.
Timing and accuracy, by the way, Shinobi, you're right here, that, yeah, they want to work with Bungie again. And after 343 slow...
Yes, but they're looking for any studios, right? That's not really news.
Fully learning what it means to make a great Halo game, Bungie certainly has a ton of talent that could help 343 on a Halo title. And I think these two companies merging, or really just making a game together temporarily, would be so beneficial.
Wouldn't it be like that fucking video I've got, the Halo Destiny baby, because of what LNG said? Like, it's a total fuck up from both ways, because it's the fucked up retarded version of Bungie, plus the fucked up retarded 343. Put them together. It's like they're still both fucking up separately. Put them together, they're going to fuck up even more. Okay? It's not necessarily going to be a success if you take these two piece of shit companies and put them together. You just put it's two piles of shit put together. It's not necessarily going to be a success. Okay? Now, it could happen. It could be a success. It's not going to happen because it's a fucking clickbait video. But if it did happen, it could be a success. Could be. There's no guarantee of that. And there's no reason to believe it would be a success. There's no evidence to suggest it would be a success.
For Halo as a series, as a franchise. And if Bungie does return to the fold with Microsoft Fold On, which I don't think is likely, but I could be wrong, then that would be crazy. But even as an independent company, that's also possible now. You know, they could work and outsource on a Halo game. And I'm certain that that would do magic for Halo's story and characters. And
why would it? Why would it? The writers of Halo, the people that wrote the Halo games, are not at Bungie anymore. Are they?
Universe overall, bringing in that new 343 and bringing in the nostalgia and the classicness from Bungie. So the conclusion is...
What?
Destiny's gonna get a lot better, I think. Activision...
For no reason, no bearing on that whatsoever.
...may go out of business.
Activision go out of business because they sold a fucking shit franchise that isn't making them any money.
And Bungie may work with Microsoft on a Halo title, or at least...
Bungie might work with Microsoft on a Halo title, but there's no evidence or anything to back that up. And why would we even suspect that to be even a thing at this moment in time?
With Destiny. So what do you guys think about all this? There is a lot to digest, a lot to think about, but I want to hear everything you're thinking and feeling down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to drop this a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, then don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you're updated when a new video comes out.
That's it, guys. That's it. Yeah. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Big Chris outdoes himself every time. Every time. Some new bullshit. Some new nonsense. Where will it end? Where will it fucking end? Feel free to subscribe, guys. See you later.